13 people attended a rally in front of Knesset, Israel's parliament, on one-month anniversary of October 7th attack to pressure government to release hostages held by Palestinian Islamist group Hamas in Gaza. Hamas in Jerusalem, the 7th of November 2023. Ronen received licensing rights summary. Speaking to the official, said that the companies foresee a 3-day ceasefire in their possible agreement. Hamas will release about 50 hostages in Gaza. Official says Israel will release some Palestinian women and children from prison. Qatar has direct lines of communication with both Israel and Hamas. The agreement being discussed, coordinated with United States, would also enable Israel to release some Palestinian women and children from Israeli prisons, increase the amount of humanitarian aid allowed into Gaza. Officials said it would mark largest release of hostages held by Hamas since Palestinian militant group crossed Gaza border, attacking parts of Israel and taking hostages throughout region. Hamas accepted general outlines of that agreement, but Israel, which has since ceded Gaza and sent forces there, has not and is still negotiating the details. Officials said it is unknown how many Palestinian women and children Israel will release from prisons under the discussed agreement. The scope Qatar-led talks has changed significantly in recent weeks, but fact remains that talks are now focused on release of 50 civilian detainees in exchange for a 3-day ceasefire, and that Hamas has accepted outlines agreement. Qatar, a rich Gulf country with ambitious foreign policy goals, has a direct line of communication with Hamas and Israel. He had previously brokered a ceasefire between the two. Such an agreement would require Hamas to hand over a full list of surviving civilian hostages remaining in Gaza. A more comprehensive release of all hostages is not currently being discussed, the official said. Israeli officials, who had previously refused to comment in detail on the hostage negotiations, did not immediately respond, citing Palestinian militants' reluctance to undermine diplomacy or fuel reports of what they described as psychological warfare. Asked by on Wednesday about the negotiations, Hamas political bureau member Ezzat Al Rashq did not directly confirm the agreement being discussed. Israel still refuses, postpones release 50 women child captives, a genuine humanitarian ceasefire in exchange for release many women children from our people in occupation prisons, provision aid, humanitarian aid to all parts country. Qatar, where Hamas has a political office, is mediating between the Islamist militant group and Israeli officials over the release of more than 240 hostages. They were captured by militants who raided Israel on October 7. Israel says 1,200 people were killed during the attack. Israeli Minister Benny Gantz, who is in cabinet, said at a press conference on Wednesday, even if have to stop war to return our hostages, we will not stop conflict and until a